This episode is brought to you by Wix. Go to wix.com/go/simplehistory to create a website now. Air Force One, 1953 to present. The term Air Force One is actually the call sign for any aircraft that is carrying the President of the United States. When the President is traveling by U.S. Marine helicopter, his call sign is Marine One, and on the rare occasion that the President is on a commercial flight, his aircraft call sign is always referred to as Executive One. Air Force Two is the call sign given to any plane that is carrying the Vice President. For security reasons, the President and Vice President never fly in the same aircraft. The first aircraft converted to be a dedicated presidential aircraft was a propeller-driven C-54 Skymaster in 1945. It was nicknamed the Sacred Cow. It had an added sleeping area, extra communication facilities, and a retractable elevator for President Roosevelt and his wheelchair. The need for the President to have his own unique call sign arose from an incident in 1953 when President Eisenhower's aircraft and an Eastern Airlines commercial flight came dangerously close to one another as they both had similar call signs. Since the late 1950s, the President has had a fleet of specially modified aircraft at his disposal, often referred to as the Presidential Fleet. Over the years, the fleet has used the giant propeller-driven Lockheed Constellation, then Boeing's first jetliner, the 707, and since 1990, the popular Boeing 747. Their role initially was to provide the President with a more secure and flexible form of air transport, but as time passed, their role has evolved to also include a flying crisis center, as well as a nuclear warfare command and control headquarters. The iconic blue and white livery that has adorned the President's aircraft since the early 1960s was brought about by President Kennedy, who felt that the old black and red-nosed one was far too regal-looking. So he hired the American designer Raymond Loewy to design something he felt was modern, using the lettering style of the American Declaration of Independence to spell out the words United States of America along the length of the main body. He also added the presidential seal near the nose and a large American flag on the tail. The current aircraft are a pair of heavily modified Boeing 747s. Via air-to-air refueling, they can stay airborne for a very long time. There is a President's suite and office, a conference room and dining room, senior staff meeting room, medical room, and quarters for staff, guests, press, security, and Secret Service. It has state-of-the-art security, including electronic countermeasures that jam enemy radar and flares that release from the wings to confuse heat-seeking missiles. The length of its wiring reaches 240 miles long and is heavily shielded to protect the aircraft from a nuclear electromagnetic pulse, if such an attack took place. The armor-plated body can withstand a nuclear blast from the ground, and it also has armored windows. Other features are classified. But though these aircraft have been continually updated over the years, they are now getting expensive to run and are due to be replaced in the next few years with a new Boeing 747 variant, the VC-25B aircraft, at a fixed-price contract worth $3.9 billion. This episode of Simple History was brought to you by Wix. Air Force One uses state-of-the-art technology, and Wix is the right technology to make a professional-looking website. Go to wix.com/go/simplehistory to create a website that is customized to what you want to do regardless of your skill level. Wix has great features such as Wix Videos, Wix Pro Gallery, Wix Bookings, and solutions for all kinds of sites such as e-commerce, music, hotels, events, restaurants, and more. Go to wix.com/go/simplehistory or simply click the link in the description below to get started.